This content has been deemed inappropriate for children under 13. Viewer discretion is advised. This is for adults only. Adult collectibles. What's up, you guys? It's ZacJacDan back with another Every Silverhawks video. This time we're going to be talking about the history of the cartoons, the comics, the action figures, and everything. So as I go through this list, I'm not going to read the entire bios, but if you want to pause the video and read it yourself, that'd be great. Silverhawks was a pretty cool cartoon back in the day. I loved it. Actually, I own the comics myself. Sold them all, of course, way back when. Didn't know that they were going to be just the 7 that they had. And the action figures were different at the time. You know, you didn't have a lot of things that have this kind of action to them and had this metallic look to them. And here's kind of a picture of all of this entire series that they had for the toys on cards and in boxes. And here they all are loose, pretty much. Here's the good guys. So here we are this time talking about the main villains of the Silverhawks. Monstar with Sky Shadow and Skyrunner, Yes Man, Hardware with Prowler, Melodia, Windhammer, Molecular with Vulture, whatever, Pokerface, Mumbo Jumbo with Airshock, and Buzzsaw with Shredder. Now, not all of these ended up getting figures. Looks like only 5 of these actually got action figures. So here's the leader of the villains, Monstar, with Sky Shadow and Skyrunner. So he had 2 forms. He had his hairy form, and then he had his armored up form. And he is the kingpin of the Limbo Mob. Escaped from Penal Planet 10, where he was imprisoned. And when he looks upon the moon, it's where he gets his strength and transformation. Going to let you read the rest of this if you want to pause it. Other bio information about him. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm missing Silverhawks these days. They've done all kinds of remakes of action figures like Thundercats and He-Man, and I think that the Silverhawks deserve some love too. So here are the action figures that was made for him, or the action figure that was made for him, and it had the ability to transform. The armor was still there, it's just his head changed. And here is his pet, or his steed, whatever you want to call it, Skyrunner. And Skyrunner also had a action figure, pretty cool looking. And then here is Sky Shadow in a toy form, and it was actually a larger scale toy as well. Had the ability to grapple on one of the villains, hang on to a strand like a bat. So next, we're going to talk about Brimstar, which is the planet where Monstar's mob operated. It was hollow with stars, quarters were inside it. This is where they all hung out, and it had the ability to see that moon. So his number 1 was Yes Man. This was not made in figure form. Would have been awesome if it was. He was the brains of the operation. Next, you got Hardware and Prowler. And there was an action figure made of him. Again, any of these bios you want to read, just pause it. I would have loved in the action figure form to have seen these cars that they flew around in, but they did not make them. I think that'd be something great to see in the future as well if they actually start making these toys again. But here is the hardware action figure. Next you have Melodia, and again this is another one that was not made in action figure form. She had her guitar, or whatever you want to call it, the keyboard. She was pretty cool in my opinion in the comics, or in the cartoons. Very similar to Bluegrass in the fact that he could play his guitar and she could play hers, and they'd go against each other. And again, there's another car there, the green one. Had the piano symbols on the side. And her and Bluegrass kind of going against each other. Next you have Windhammer. And Windhammer also had a action figure made. And here that is. That came out in Series 2. Love those giant feet that he had. Really cool looking. And then we have Molecular and Vulture, whatever. Had the ability to change shapes. And coming up here is his action figure. Next you have Poker Face. Again, no action figure with this guy, but he ran the casino. His eyes would spin around like a, I can't remember what that machine's called, gambling. I don't gamble. Then we have Mumbo Jumbo and Air Shock, the strong man of the group. Looks like a bull, can breathe. You can see him always breathing that smoke out of his nose. Here's his action figure. He had the ability to pop his neck out, like he's going to attack you. And then you have Buzzsaw and Shredder. This one was one of the ones I actually owned, so I only had him and Bluegrass from what I remember. Here's that action figure. The jaw could go up and down. The bird would spin when you push his head in. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any kind of comments. Hit that notification bell so you're aware of any new videos that I have. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up. And check out my other every videos. And also top 10 lists. And I'll talk to you guys later.